In recent months, Seoul pledged an eye-watering $350 billion investment into US manufacturing and energy projects. Much of this was spurred by Washington's shifting trade and tariff policies under Trump, who previously threatened restrictions on imported vehicles and battery components. South Korean conglomerates from Hyundai to LG to Samsung have responded by expanding their American footprint, often building state-of-the-art plants in the South and Midwest. These ventures typically bring in South Korean engineers and specialized workers during early project phases, a practice that industry insiders admit often relies on visa workarounds to prevent costly delays. Yet the raid in Georgia, targeting precisely such a workforce, now casts a shadow over these projects. The sight of South Korean professionals in handcuffs was not just a diplomatic embarrassment, but also a chilling warning to executives planning future operations. The timing of the incident is especially delicate. The US and South Korea maintain a military alliance at the heart of the Pacific Rim's security architecture. Joint military exercises, intelligence cooperation, and defense coordination have all deepened in recent years as tensions with North Korea and China continue to mount. Against this backdrop, the detention of hundreds of South Korean nationals in the US risks being seen as more than just an immigration enforcement issue. Analysts warn it could strain the perception of trust and reciprocity between two nations that rely on each other, not just for security, but for critical supply chains in batteries, semiconductors, and green technologies. For the detainees themselves, the ordeal was harrowing. Seoul's Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirmed that many workers were deeply shaken by the experience, with some requiring medical and psychological support. Officials said the decision to repatriate them quickly was made to prevent further distress. At the press conference, President Lee balanced criticism with reassurance, noting that South Korea remains committed to partnership but would seek greater clarity from Washington. The government is expected to demand explanations over how the raid was conducted and whether similar actions might occur in the future. Executives and industry representatives voiced alarm after Lee's remarks. A senior trade analyst in Seoul told AFP that the raid was a wake-up call for South Korean firms that had believed investment in the US was sheltered from political volatility. Another business leader, speaking anonymously, noted that Trump's decision not to pursue expulsions does not erase the damage. The optics of engineers being detained could reverberate across boardrooms in Seoul, potentially slowing or diverting billions in planned US investment.